Hello my dudes, and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. If you're new here, I'm Evan, and I knit things, and do other crafting stuff. And if you're a regular, welcome back. I'm so glad you're all here. Today is podcast episode, is it 18? It could be 18. There's a small chance that it's 19, but I think it's 18. Today for me is Saturday, July 5th, so we're a day later than usual, but you know, it's fine. Okay, so I've got some stuff to talk to you about. I've got two finished objects because, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I forgot to tell you guys about the Polygon Blanket last week. Like, I had finished it the previous week when we didn't have a podcast, so I just totally forgot that I had finished it and hadn't actually showed you guys the finished project. So we'll talk about that. I've got another finished object. I want to talk spinning for Tour de Fleece. I've got some whips to show you guys. And then since it's like officially 6 months through the year, I thought we'd have a little goals segment where we'll talk about like my Knitters Bingo, my goals for the year, how all of those things are going. And then we can have a little bit of book chat. I haven't been listening to a ton, so let's jump right in with finished objects. It's like 80 degrees in my bedroom right now, and I feel like I'm gonna die. And of course I'm drinking hot coffee because I've been awake for literally 10 minutes. Being July 5th and being in a semi-rural area, the fireworks are crazy around here, and my dog hates them, and my kids hate them. Well, one of my kids hates them because he's autistic, and the loud, he hates it. And I hate them because they make my migraine worse. So there has been very little sleep to be had the past 2 nights. I finally took a sleeping pill last night and tried to go to sleep before it started. But I kind of just twilight slept until it was over, because I still heard all of them, but it was one of those, I hear it, but I'm still kind of sleeping. I hate that. I hate that. So, yeah. It is now, well, I guess I've been up for half an hour. It's 8:56. I never sleep past like 6:30, so like, this is super weird. The fireworks didn't stop until well after midnight, so given my brain situation, I need at least 9 hours of sleep or things are gonna be bad. But yeah. But I took my rescue meds yesterday, so I can't take them today. So today needs to not be a bad brain day. Okay, anyway, sorry, tangent. Finished objects. I finished the Polygon Blanket. I know I talked to you guys about the whole saga and the issues with the edging. What is that word? Border. That's the word. The border around the outside and how I had troubles with it and had to rip it out and do it again and all kinds of stuff. Well, I don't have it with me. It's downstairs. I've been using it as my regular couch blanket, but I did take some videos for you guys. So here's a video of it all laid out on my deck railing. So you can see all the gorgeous hexagons from all the gorgeous yarns. And this thing took forever, but it is so beautiful. Although I will say I don't think that I sewed them together. Like, I don't think I pulled the yarn tight enough, because you can see like in between them, like when it's stretched, like where I whip stitched. So notes for next time. What am I talking about? I'm never doing that again. Also, the Polygon Blanket is a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and I used a bunch of DK weight scraps from all of the projects I've been working on for the past 10 years probably. Next FO. Now these are like 90% finished, or like 99.5% finished. These are my 1/4 book socks. they're still quite damp. I just put them on the blockers last night, so they're not dry yet. And then all of the ends will need trimmed after that. But quarter 2 book socks finished. Actually, let me grab the quarter 1 book socks so you can see them together. Okay, so we've got quarter 1 book socks, quarter 2 book socks. So quarter 1 book socks, I mean, that one has a lot of romance in it. The red is romance. There's 44 books in the quarter 1 book socks. There's 56 books in the quarter 2 book socks, so I clearly read a lot more here. We can talk about some of the yarns and what the colors mean here. So the main color is Nitpick Stroll in the colorway something heather, and it's actually navy blue, not black. Okay, then this one is Ruby and Roses. The colorway is Bungalow, and that one means manga. And then this one is Hedgehog Fiber Sock. I don't remember the colorway name, but that's fantasy. This is Nitpick's Hawthorne, and that's romance. This is Shirsty Cat Sock, and that means fiction. This one is from a tiny dyer that I made samples for one time, and then they like dropped off the face of the earth, and I cannot remember what their name is right now. But this one means non-fiction. This is Treehouse Knits. Whatever their cashmere sock base is, I can't remember at the moment. And I also can't remember the colorway. But that one, what does light gray mean? I think light gray is Thriller. Then there is this Yellow Speckled is from a dyer I don't support anymore, and that's Sci-Fi. This Bright Yellow is from Dream in Color, and that one is, you know, I wrote all of this down. I don't have to guess, okay? The Bright Yellow is Horror. Then we have another Fantasy, and then we have another Thriller, and then another Horror. Okay, this Light Pink is from A Chick That Knits, and that one's Brandon Sanderson. Then we've got another Romance, another Fantasy, another Fiction, 3 more Fantasy, a manga, another Fantasy. Then we've got this Dark Gray, which is Dream in Color as well, and that one means mystery. Then another fiction, then a romance, then another fiction. Okay, fiction is when I can't decide how to classify it. Then we've got fantasy, thriller. And we're not going to go through all of these as well. Were there any categories that weren't in that sock? No, this sock had every category. That's crazy. So, the book sock saga is now put to rest. I have 6 months of book sock. That is good enough. I am done. Unless for some reason in September I'm like, ooh, I want to make another book sock. Then I'll do it after the fact, okay? Like, I have all of my reading information. I can always do it after the fact. Like, if I'm really wanting, I can make book socks then. Because, like, okay, the whole issue with these book socks, like, these I made 2 at a time. And then I was annoyed that I had to wait for 2 books to do the stripes. Then this one, these pair, I was annoyed that, like, I did the foot of the first one, and then I was annoyed that I couldn't actually finish a sock because I didn't know how many books I was going to read in the quarter. So like I had to wait for the end of the quarter anyway. So we'll see if that becomes another thing in September. But it's not right now. So that got crossed off the whip list, which for some reason has been so satisfying for me recently. Like having very few whips is not usually how I operate, but having very few whips right now has been so satisfying to me. And I don't know why. Oh, my battery's gonna die. I need to plug my camera in. If it just needed plugged in like every time that I filmed a video, it wouldn't be a problem. Or even every other time, but it's like every third or fourth time, so I never remember to charge it. Things might be slightly different than they were a minute ago, but it'll be fine. So I currently have 5 whips. Which may sound like a lot, but it's not. So of course I finished the last Purl Soho sample, and the same day my boss was like, hey, we have another one for you in the same yarn that you just knit the last one in. You want it? And I was like, fine, I guess. So this first whip, which of course I can't tell you guys about or anything. I'll be able to tell you about it in about 6 months, because I happen to know when this one's going to come out. I have to make 14 small things that take about 1 hour each, and I have until August 2nd. So literally there's no rush on this one for me. Even if I just like make one of the things a day, we're good. I've already made 4 of them. And I didn't make any yesterday, so not a big thing. But that's whip number 1. We usually do cross stitch first, but that's fine. We'll do cross stitch second today. I've been working on my Mario cross stitch for Henry. Progress on this like is weird for me because like, okay, I did all of this gray. I finished the details in the bloopy blooper. I hope that's on screen. It is. Okay, I finished the details in the bloopy blooper and I did all of this gray, which on the actual project looks like no progress at all. But then I have to remember that, okay, there are all of these little squares, and these squares are 10 by 10, so that means there's 100 stitches in each square. And this is, I mean, it's not every square in there, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like 1,000 stitches right in there. So it's quite time consuming, but this guy's all finished. This guy, there's a possibility of him being finished this week, but I doubt it. Like all of this over here is all then white. I hate stitching in white, so we'll see how that goes. It's hard to see, like I can only do it at certain times of day when I have good light. It annoys me. Next whip. Okay. This is the Helianthus tank by Andrea Gaughan. I'm knitting it up in Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino in 3 different colors. There is Pearl Gray, Lime Yellow, and Navy Blue. Where's my marker? Here. Okay, here's my marker from last week, and here's where we are now. We've got about half the body done, which feels like it's taking forever, And I'm never, ever, ever gonna finish this thing, but it's bottom up, so by the time I finish the body that's taking forever, the rest will take like 5 minutes. Yes, I'm exaggerating. Let's see, I've got 13 more rounds before I start decreasing, because I am modifying this to have the lower body be in a size bigger than the upper body. So I want it to be real flowy around my belly and then tighter around the bust. So I've got 13 more rounds until I do the decreases for the body to get up to here, and then I split here and do the front panel and then the front straps and then the back panel and the back straps, and then we'll have neck ribbing and arm ribbing, and then it'll be done. This project is relatively slow because they're really long rounds and it's fingering weight. Oh no! Camera cord fell out of my lap. Okay, next whip. Actually, all my personal knitting whips are in fingering weight. So, this is the what is this pattern called? Anthology Throw by Helen Stuart, and I am knitting this up in my 2024 Discreet Unicorn Advent Calendar. We are on day, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I do one today, it'll be day 7, but it is stunning. Look at that. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I am making a video series with each color that I knit, although not like there's a ton of detail in it either. It's just everything is content, right? So this is looking really good. The next color is another pinky purple. So it's more pink with darker purple speckles. So this is giving all of the summer vibes. I mean, like, basically everything I'm knitting right now is kind of summery, so. Well, except the Purl Soho project. It is knit in chunky weight, and it's fuzzy, so. Okay, last whip, which is technically a new cast on. You guys haven't seen it yet. Although I did show you the swatch last week, and I said I might cast it on. Well, I cast it on last night, and you're gonna laugh at the progress that I have finished. I have the 2 saddle shoulders done. Have you ever seen a saddle shoulder this small? Because I haven't. It's really funny. So I meant to work on this more last night, but it was real cloudy and I didn't have light to then pick up stitches. So I didn't. So I did knit the 2 saddle shoulders. Oh, sorry. This is the Haw Creek pullover by Andrea Gaughan. So there's my 2 saddle shoulders. And then you pick up on either side of these to make the front panels and the back panels. So I can't decide if I'm going to work on that today or if I'm going to try to bang out the rest of the straight rounds in my Helianthus, or if I want to work, or if I want to do another mini skein on my Anthology Throw. I'm going to spend a while editing this video, so whichever one of those is going to be simplest while I'm editing. So that means Helianthus. Okay. That's all the whips. So let's talk spinning. It is July 5th, so it's officially Tour de Fleece. I am very loosely participating in this. So loosely. So to get ready yesterday, I plied this last bit. Well, I plied this. This was my latest skein. This is my Franken skein. Well, it's not a skein yet, but this is my Franken skein of Corriedale that I got off Amazon. I tested a bunch of different drafting methods. I tested a bunch of different prep methods. I even tried to chain ply in here a little bit when one of my bobbins ran out. That was a disaster. How do you people chain ply? How? I do not understand. That was so complicated. I don't get it at all. So this still needs skeined, washed, and thwacked, and then dried. But the spinning part of it is done. I may or may not try to do this today, just because I really hate the nitty naughty bit. I hate it. It hurts my back. I don't like it. So if I have the energy, I'll do that today. My friend Amber was like, Rachel from Rachel is Knitting posted like some things that she was excited about, and she was excited about knitting a rat in her handspun, and I was like, I would love to knit a rat in my handspun. And then my friend Amber was like, you can also make an emotional support chickie, and I was like, I do want to do that, but I want like rainbow crazy yarn for emotional support chickie. Like, I don't care if I have a gray rat, like that's fine, but this is all one color and it's gray and it's boring. She was like, well, you could Kool-Aid dye it. And I was like, ooh, I always have Kool-Aid on hand because my kids are nuts. That could be really fun. Like, yes, this is Franken skein and none of it looks the same. Like here. Like, the top layer actually doesn't look too bad. But, there's some craziness under there. So I'm not sure if I want to knit with this skein or not. But, you know, what's the worst that can happen? Like, literally nothing. There's a lump in my rat. What do I care? It would be fun to say that, hey, I made that yarn, and then I made that rat. That's freaking cool, man. So maybe I will Kool-Aid dye this. The only color of Kool-Aid dye I have right now, I think, is red. So I don't know what would happen if we try to put red Kool-Aid dye over this gray, but I think it could be fun to find out. So I may or may not do that. We'll have to see what my energy levels are like. That may be a goal by the end of Tour de Fleece to do that. Okay, so speaking Tour de Fleece, I want to attempt to spin something up during Tour de Fleece. Now I went through my fiber collection, and here's the two choices that I'm thinking for right now. Alright, we've got this gorgeous braid of BFL. I picked this up at Rhinebeck 2 years ago. It's from Feederbrook Farm. It's 100% BFL. They actually have they have a yarn label on here, so it's got like yardage on it, which isn't helpful, but I'm pretty sure this is 100 grams, but it's got pink at the end, and then there's a little bit of white and blue and darker blue, and then some white and pink again. So there's also a little bit of purple in there. I think it would be really cool to make faux lags out of this and spin those, but that seems like so much work. I don't know if I have the patience for that. Like, I'd really like to try it, but I don't really want to make 9 million faux legs and then spin them. So we'll have to see what I want to do. If this is the choice. I have another choice over here. This one I got pretty recently for my birthday. This is from Jakira Farms, and it is Targi 23 micron, and it's 4 ounces. And it is just rainbow party, heavy on the pinks and oranges. But like, I'm obsessed with this green bit here and this purple bit back here. So this could be the rainbow joy that I need right now. Like this teal bit is really great too. So let me know in the comments which one I should spin up for Tour de Fleece, and how would you spin it? Which one would you spin, and how would you spin it? Like, how would you prep? How would you spin? How would you ply? Let me know what you think. Because I'm a noob, and I don't know much, but I'm learning stuff. So, that's it for spinning. Let's talk. We're 6 months through the year. Let's talk about goals and stuff. So, here's my goal page from the beginning of the year. I had a running goal, which my body has decided to reject me. So I am super failing that one. We kind of started over on the board there. I wanted to finish reading the Cosmere, and here's my page for that. I've read these, and I only have these 4 left. I mean, if I want to reread Tress, I can. So I have 4/5 books left in the Cosmere to read. I've got White Sands. Oh no, that's Wind and Truth. That one's not it. 4. White Sands, Tress of the Emerald Sea, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and The Sunlit Man. Now, I've read Tress of the Emerald Sea before, but it was my first Brandon Sanderson, so I didn't know any of the lore. So I'll probably reread that one. Okay, next goal for the year was read 150 to 175 books. We are halfway through the year, and I have read 103, so that should not be an issue. Finish the Giant Pink Blanket. We did that. What date did we do that? I finished that on March 25th. Finished the Polygon Blanket. And I finished that on June 14th. Make 25 in 25. Let me show you my page for that. Here's my Make 25. There's actually 30 spaces on there because I had 30 spaces. We have finished well over 30 things. My 30th thing was the first dragon that I made for the kids, and we finished quite a few things since then. Next thing was make 12 cross stitches. We are not even close to that. I've finished 1. Here's the cross stitch page. 1. I mean, they're huge, so it's fine. And then I did 2 more personal goals that we're not going to talk about. But I can show you some other things progress-wise in my journal here. Here's my Make 9 page. Finished 2 things on my Make 9, and there are actually 2 more in whips right now. We've got the Helianthus right here, and the Haw Creek up here are both whips right now. So those will get finished. And then here's my 2025 closet pages. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things for my closet, and that's really not very up to date. I need to put more stuff in there. Samples. There's the Purl Soho Hot Springs towel set that I made for them in January that came out relatively recently. And then I made socks for Claws Out Yarn Co. And then actually another sample that I made for Purl Soho came out recently, but I made it well over a year ago. Here's a picture. It's this striped baby pullover thing. I had to make like a lot of them because there kept being issues with the model fitting and with construction things. So I made a bunch of those last year. Here's my new releases chart for new release books that I wanted to read this year. I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the new releases that I wanted to read this year. And I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 more. Quite a few of those are not out yet though. I am currently reading one of them and just had one more come available from the library, and then 2 more I have as physical books. What else can I show you in here? Oh, bingo. Here's my bingo. This is determined to fall out of my lap. Knitter's bingo. I have all but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares filled in. Pretty good for halfway through the year. Squares I don't have filled in yet are Knit a Pullover. Haw Creek that I'm knitting right now is a pullover. But I know you're thinking, Evan, you've knit a pullover already this year. I have. However, I decided for myself that one knitting project can only be 1 square on here. So any other pullovers I may have knit this year have filled up a different square. Knit a tee. Knit with my 2024 Advent. I'm doing that right now, but I figured I wouldn't cross it off until I finish the blanket, unless that becomes a long-term whip. Complete my Make 9. We'll see if I actually get that one. And then redo a 2024 sweater. Not necessarily sweater, but project. I had quite a few projects last year that I knit and then ended up frogging for one reason or another that I do still want to knit, but it needed some redoing. So that's what that means. And I think that's actually it in terms of 6-month check-in. Here's my July calendar page. Isn't it pretty? I like it a lot. Yep, that's it. Okay, so I don't have any acquisitions this week. What is touching me? So that just leaves book chat. Okay, I have only finished 3 books since last week. And like, okay, I know that can sound really snarky. Oh, I only finished 3 books. And some people read 3 books a year. But for me, that's not a lot because I don't watch TV, I don't do other things. Reading is my main thing that I do during the day. So, I mean, besides knitting. Like, I'm always listening to a book. Always. So, only finishing 3 is not very many. But 2 of them were relatively long. So, I finished The Bands of Mourning, which was Mistborn number 6 by Brandon Sanderson. 4 stars. I finished the new Riley Sager, With a Vengeance. 3.5. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. Like, okay, I thought I was being really generous with 3.5 too. Like, I only gave him that many because I didn't figure it out. But, like, it felt like we're just putting in twist after twist after twist after twist just to put them in there. Not because they were necessary, not because they were part of the story, not because they even added anything, just to do it. Didn't like it. So disappointed. Like, the past couple Riley Sagers, I have not really liked that much. Also, it was based in the 50s on a train, and it was like, this just feels like an Agatha Christie ripoff. So I didn't love it. The Lost Metal, which is Mistborn number 7 by Brandon Sanderson, 4.5 stars. That one was good. Not perfect amazing, but good. Okay, currently reading, Brett and I are still reading Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I am reading The Floating World by Axio. It's what I'm having a hard time getting into. I want to like it, but it's like the most predictable fantasy YA semi-romance ever. And Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. I've only read like 4 chapters. The voice actress, there's nothing wrong with her voice, but if I'm having sound sensitivity that day, then I can't listen to it. There's just something about it that, about her voice that hurts my ears on sound sensitive days, and I've had a lot of this recently, so I haven't really been listening to that one. I may start something new today. So new things I could start are Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove. Or I could start The Witch Collector by Carissa Weeks for Romantasy Book Club. Or I could start Agatha Christie and Elusive Woman by Lucy Worsley. Our public library does a summer bingo card, and one of them is read a biography, so I could do that. Or one I've been waiting for 9,000 years, Rabbit Moon by Jennifer Haig. I could start that as well. And then I actually have a couple more on Hoopla. The Library of Borrowed Hearts by Lucy Gilmore. Or Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. That one's like Regency era vampire, so I don't know if I'm in the mood for that right now. We'll just have to see what strikes my fancy. But that's everything. I hope you guys are having a great week. You know. I know, you know. Let's try to find something to look forward to right now. Okay? My kids are going to camp at the end of the month. My husband and I are going to have a few days alone. So that's what's keeping me going right now. Find something to help keep you going. You gotta keep going. I love you all so much. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. You can click the little notification bell to be notified of when that is, and go follow me over on Instagram. I love you all. Bye!